So today we're going to be taking a quick look at my PowerBook 180. I got this along with another system that you can see right here. Do a separate video on that later. It's going to be kind of a quick video, just explaining all the little things I had to do. So when I got this system, the hard drive was dead, and I didn't know anything else about it. So I wasn't even expecting to get it, but it was tossed in for the other system that you just saw. It was tossed in with it, and I thought, okay, well, you know what, I can't turn down this deal now. So I picked both of them up, plus a bunch of goodies, and I went straight to work. So first thing I had to do, as you can see here, is I had to open up the laptop, which was very, very straightforward. Remove about 5 screws or 6 screws, and you're in. You just gently pry the thing apart on all sides, and you're into the laptop. It's that easy. So I wasn't too sure why, but the IBM hard drive you can see here just wouldn't turn on. So I thought, okay, maybe it's hosed, and apparently it's actually pretty common for these hard drives to just croak. So I quickly found out that this was a SCSI hard drive, which was bad news for me, so I thought. Despite having sold basically all my vintage computer parts and vintage computers and stuff, amazingly, one thing fell through the cracks, and that was a laptop SCSI hard drive that I kept untested. I had no way of testing it. I didn't even know if it would work. I had no idea if it would power on. No clue. And amazingly, I think I kept it because I thought it was so cool that the laptop SCSI hard drives exist, because I never knew that existed, and I had to keep it, I think. And I forgot about even having it until I was testing out an IDE hard drive, and I realized, wait, this doesn't fit. So anyways, I was just so lucky to have this Quantum Go Drive Daytona lying around. I literally pulled it from the garbage many years ago, back in 2016, I believe. And it works totally fine. When I turned on the laptop, it would power up, it would do its little self-test, no problem. So that was really good. Then the second issue became the fact that it is not an Apple hard drive, but that was really easy to get around. Basically just have to use a third-party tool, or a patched version of Apple HDC Setup, I think it's called. So that was no problem. It formatted successfully, and it was ready to go. So with the new hard drive installed, I decided to take a look at the screen and just clean it off a bit. Actually, the hinges were just a few open and closes, I guess. A few movements, rather, away from completely snapping off the unit. They were so stiff. So I had to open it up, tighten the screws, grease up, or lubricate the hinges, rather. And now it's still not great, but I don't get the feeling that it's going to snap now, which is really good. And I was amazed that this PowerBook, overall the condition of it is really good. It does have a couple problems that we'll get into, but like the plastics, the only thing that had cracked on it was the little flap on the rear end, which I have, but it doesn't stand up because all the little tabs are broken. But I thought for sure when I was ripping the bezel for the screen off I was going to break it, but it actually survived. I was amazed. So as you can see here, the screen has a lot of fingerprints and stuff on it, so I took the liberty of wiping it down with some Windex and a microfiber cloth. Not putting too much on there though, because you'll risk ruining the display. So now you can see that everything's put back together, and the unit works, power is on. Still get the flashing disk icon, obviously, because we didn't install System 7.1 yet. Fortunately, no pictures of that, but I did install it, and you'll see in a moment here that it all works. The last thing to do was to get rid of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse sticker on here, which was a bitch to do. This took about 20 minutes, maybe longer, and a lot of Goo Gone and paper towel, but I did get it off. So yeah, from here on out we will take a look at this PowerBook and briefly go over the 2 problems that it has. So enjoy.
It's a 50-50 physical thing. Don't you worry about me, I'm ready for what you bring. I'll give you everything. When we break out, let your love run free. Give me some time, baby, spend your life with me. Break out, tell me, darling, what it's all about. Gotta get back to love. Communication every day has got to be the way.
So it may be very hard to see, but if you look along the lines of the screen here, I've had the PowerBook running for probably about 30 minutes. You can see that it does have the screen masking issue. You notice how this corner, this one right here, this corner right here, that is a lot darker than the rest of the screen, and I guess it's actually a lot more visible when you see it here. You can see all around here and through there. The corners are darkening, and that's unfortunately an issue that has been widely debated about for a while. People seem to believe that it's either a capacitor on the little, I guess the little inverter board or whatever for the screen, and some people seem to believe that it's moisture, or I've heard other claims that it's the actual glue or whatever they use to seal the display. Apparently it oxidizes over time, so I guess, so to speak, it expires and it goes bad. Now this is kind of one of those problems that nobody's really ever found a fix for. I don't really know what it is, to be honest. I think it's just part of owning one of these computers. Unfortunately, there's not really much you could do aside from locating a brand new display, but even then it probably would have the same issue. So it's just a design flaw. Now the fix for the temporary fix for this is to just stop using the computer for probably about as long as you were using it for, and then it'll kind of just go away on its own, but very annoying nonetheless. So as you can see, the PowerBook is still not completely flawless, but I guess that's the quirks of owning such a machine. So as you can see, when we power on the system, just listen for it and watch. Very silent, right? So what ends up happening is, for whatever reason, when the backlight is on, the system does not have enough power to turn on the hard drive. I don't know if this is something to do with the capacitors in the AC adapter or the fact that it doesn't have a battery. I'm not sure, but a simple fix is to just turn it off and quickly turn it back on again.